Well, let's try this again. I made the whole card talking to myself and the video wasn't running. So we're going to try again. Today's card is based on a sketch color challenge I saw in a Facebook group that I love, and they had used Azure Afternoon, Bubble Bath, Crushed Curry, Lemon Lolly, and Parakeet Party. Now I will tell you, I was not certain about Crushed Curry. I wasn't certain how it was going to fit in with these, but let's give it a try anyway. So with the Stampin' Cut, the Around the Bend dies, I cut out this corner from white, and then I cut flowers from Azure Afternoon, Crushed Curry, Lemon Lolly, and Bubble Bath. And then I cut my leaves out of Parakeet Party. I'm going to set these aside because I had already done those to try and save some time. My card base is going to be Azure Afternoon. So with that, I'm going to pull over a piece of scrap paper that I had used earlier and a Post-it note. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mask off the leaves, and then I'm going to use my Parakeet Party and a blending brush to color them. Now I'm starting off so that I don't get splotches. All right. And then when I've done some, I'm going to move, and I am kind of using the sticking part of it to hold it in place. And I have to be very careful because you can get inky hands and then they get on your project. So that's the reason why I'm using a Post-it note that I can take and hold it with my hand. And then I'm going to move this down and do the next section. So I'm doing it a section at a time. It goes faster than you think. The key is to make sure you don't go too far down into where the curve and the stitching is. All right. I'm taking a chance. Usually I leave my die in. I gotta the piece that it's cut out from, so then I don't have to worry about it bending the pieces. I can't think. All right, there. Now, got that colored. Now we're going to take, and I'm going to close this up, and I'm going to my Crushed Curry. I wasn't certain how I was going to use this, but I really like the way the first one turned out. I'm going to move down here because I don't want to be using that. I'm not going to use the same side here because that ink will come into my the brush will pick it up and go into my card, and I don't want it. Ooh, I just remembered. I have to have another Post-it note to hold it down so I don't get ink on it. All right, and when I've done part of it, I'm going to take and I'm going to move this, and I'm going to use this to help hold it in place so I don't get ink on my piece. Ooh, so far so good. And I'm just going to keep working my way around, covering up my leaves, but not the stitching, and using this to help hold my piece like so. I got to be careful. I got that line. I have to come down further. My other one turned out so much better because I I didn't get the line on this one. I'll show you the finished one later. But I did get ink on the other one, so I'm trying to avoid that on this one. So what you want to do is you want to start off and go in. All right. Here's the next one, but you have to be very careful because you can get ink on your fingers. Those were... Here we go. Or ink on your project, and you don't want that. I'm gonna put this here. There we go. I might be able to take a small brush and do the a place where I have the edges. All right, last little bit. I'm gonna, there we go. And then this way I can finish it all up. All right, I'm going to get a smaller brush and see if I can't play with that a little bit. Okay, I did a little bit, but it's still, like I said, my other one was better. I'm trying to get it done, and I have ink on my fingers, so I'm going to take my towel and wipe them off, because if not, you're going to get ink on that white piece, and you don't want it. All right, now I'm going to take my card base, and I'm going to fold it. Use my bone folder. And then this piece goes on like this. And I'm going to use my glue. And I didn't do the leaves because if I need to glue them down, I can later, but I didn't. Like this one is bent, so I have to fix it. Oops, come on, a little bit more. There we go. All right, so there's that. Now I'm going to do show you what I did with my flowers. I wanted my flowers to have some dimension to them. So what I did was I took the bullet end of the marker and I traced those lines, and the new markers have a bullet end, but I will tell you I used the one for crushed curry, which was not a bullet end, and it worked just as, and so does some Parakeet Party. This one seems to be thicker than the others. I had a better time with the other ones because they weren't as thick. So it just gives it a little bit of interest. And then I'll do the leaves. And this is in the older one, if you can, I'll show you the difference. See the difference? This is the older one, but it worked just as well. I think it's because my markers were fairly inky, and I just traced the lines just to give it some interest. All right, now it's time to put it together because I have all of this. So this one I'm putting down flat. So I'm going to put it right about there. My crushed curry one is going to go down flat, and it's going down here in this corner. The not Petal Pink, the Bubble Bath and the Lemon Lolly I did with dimensionals, which are hiding from me. So I need to cut another one. And get that one down. I'm going to close up my glue. Don't need it anymore. Take my backs off. I put all of my flowers on, and then I went back with my leaves and added them. And I used glue dots for them. It just was easier. So I'm gonna put glue dots on these. And then this, I'm going to just kind of pick it up, slide it under. This one goes over here. Again, pick it up because it's flat. And then I can take that off just because it'll be easier. 1, 2, 3. All right. This one goes under here. Watch your tip that it doesn't go past the edge of the card. This one goes under here, and I'm just shoving it under there. I'll put that out of the way. And then this one goes over here. All right. I then took my Go-To Greetings stamp set and the Just a Note, and I used my Azure Afternoon marker. I don't have the pad, and I colored my stamp, and make sure I stamp this the right way. Stamped my Just a Note, and it's crooked. Figures. This one's the mess up. And then I'm going to take some large rhinestone, because you know me, it's got to have bling. Oops. I'm sticking them down. See if I can pick them up better this way rather than slide them off. One more. And there's the card, and there's the original. So you can see how much nicer that was, but I got a fingerprint there. So it's one of those things. It just happens. I hope you enjoyed today's Fabulous Friday idea. If you liked what you saw, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Both the like and the subscribe button are below, so you know when I upload a video. I hope I see you next Friday for another Fabulous Friday idea. Have a great weekend. Bye.